Vylbש, for he put on, as to clothe himself, from Lavesh, the protection of the tent with fire. Tzedakah, righteousness, of justice, rectitude, that which is right. And tzedakah, the humble and faithful servant, but also righteous one, bent in humility and the way to God in divine order above the horizon, that of justice, and that which is good in the spirit. Habergeon, as a breastplate, but more specifically the body armor of a coat of mail, also known as a habergeon, a flexible armor like the one in the Middle Ages, made of interlinked metal rings, and allows you to be loose and free to fight. While still being the protection. And in connecting with Lavesh, this fire, habergeon, this fire, in order to start to work and add righteous fruitfulness. You cannot start the day without this breastplate. And is from shara, as to lose, to be free. The more constrained you are with the breastplate, the less likely you are able to make movements to fight efficiently. וכובע, and a helmet, a high and rounded, arched helmet, and from כובע, with open hands, to possess and secure the tent we're trying to defend, and now to be able to perceive deliverance, Yeshuah, from Yashe, to save. Beraşo, on head of his, from Rosh, the head of the leader, or of his power to press. Vylbש, big day, and he put on garments or coverings, but also like act covertly, as in secrecy or hidden. And in this case, it could be considered as rags. And from baged, treacherously, given the rags. Baged, as within in gathering what's at the door. And in gathering these filthy rags, what happens? He gets mad. Therefore, nakam, revenge and vengeance. Nakam, from nakem, to remain in judgment until the completion of the concealed chaos. Tilbosheth, for clothing, from the same root word lavesh, discussed previously. Veyed, and covered, as to clad, and enwrapped. But enwrapped with what? From Adam, as darkened and mudded by the spirit of nefesh, that of the flesh. ShemuEl, as a mantle or cloke. And this word was discussed in our previous studied verse. You may remember that from 2 Timothy 4, Paulus asked for his cloak left in Troadi with Carpo. And in this case, cloak being me'il. Me'il as immersed in shade, and therefore worked as yoked. And from ma'el, which is interesting because it's that of trespassing, as acting unfaithfully. But is given as covered up, hidden from view of knowledge. But as connected from previous ardor, is given the filthiness of this evil spirit around. And what happens? Not only you got mad already, but now you're jealous. Kin'ah, jealousy, and ardor. And is from kana, discussed long time ago in our study from Numbers. You may remember of Pinchas, which we did it in Spanish, meaning boca de bronce, or boca de serpiente, that is, mouth of a serpent. And kin'ah, in this case, is divine order and judgment to continue in the power of the leader as in unity, and therefore being alert with fast movements, and to execute all the way until holiness be achieved. What is important is to be clothed with justice. There is no way to start a day without this fire for which you would be able to add righteous fruitfulness. But what happens on the day is that you may be darkened. Therefore, it is important to have the helmet for which you would be able to perceive a deliverance. On is from Yeshua. But in this case, it talks about of his head, the head of the leader to press. But what happens is that if he has been covered with filthy rags, what happens? He gets mad and therefore executes vengeance and revenge. All the concealed chaos to clear out these filthy rags. But not only that, has been enwrapped with a mantle of this evil spirit of the flesh, nephesh, and therefore he is in jealousy to execute judgment and to be alert. And the same we do. We follow our leader, and the same way we prepare for every day's battle. To being alert, to have the breastplate not to be so contained that we cannot move, but being able to be free, however in this consummating fire, like an efficient soldier, with all ranges of movements, to face the enemy and get rid of all these filthy rags, having the helmet of salvation that there be no darkness above us, and being jealous for Jehovah. Get ready every day, soldier, that thou mayest not be consumed, that thou mayest be not devoured by the lion, which is out there and hates you very much. Fight for Jehovah. Amen. וילבש צדקה כשריה וכובע ישועה בראשו וילבש בגדי נקם תלבושת ויית I am jealous for you, Jehovah.